2 minutes.
He knows.
29.
No, he knows. It's all good. He will check the weather parameter. Yes, করতে পারুন কোশিশকে হ্যাঁ করা হয় আপনার মিনিয়ান লিট লিট তো ইয়ে
हम अपना क्वेश्चन अपने बना लिया है 10-12 तो
So we can start now. It is 2:30.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm PJ Field, joining this meeting through video conferencing from London. It's just about 2:30, and the quorum being present, we may start the proceedings. Since the meeting is being conducted through video conferencing, if any technical problem arises as far as connectivity is concerned, and it continues for more than 5 minutes, Mr. Afal, the Managing Director and CEO, will take the chair and conduct the meeting. Now may I request the Company Secretary to read out a statement dated 15th of September 2021.
Thank you, sir. There are two aspects. One is e-voting, another is participation at the annual general meeting through video conferencing or other audio-video methods. We have got 8 resolutions, 4 ordinary and 4 special business. The e-voting concluded yesterday. Those who could not cast their vote and attending this meeting may cast their vote now. Scrutinizer has been appointed by the board, who will count the votes and hand over the results to the chairman. Statutory auditors and secretarial auditors are also present. Since audit report is unqualified, those need not to be read out at the meeting. All the 8 resolutions will be placed before the meeting one by one, and the speakers will be called as per their request, but would request all of them to be brief and to cooperate with the company as done earlier. Thank you, sir.
Since notice and other documents were circulated to all shareholders, these are taken as read. I'll now read my address. Shareholders, friends and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I have great pleasure in welcoming you to the 45th Annual General Meeting of the members of Goodrick Group Limited. All the directors are present through video conferencing from their respective places. Mr. Arjun Sengupta, whole-time director and CFO, has retired from service with effect from the 31st of August 2021. Mr. Atal Astana was appointed as Managing Director and CEO for 5 years with effect from the 1st of April 2021. Mr. Saurav Adhikari, Independent Director, was reappointed for a period of 5 years with effect from the 24th of May 2022.
Connectivity problem.
As Independent Director of the company. Highlights of operations. The Director's Report gives an overview of the operations during the year ended 31st of March 2021. The Director's Report and Management Discussion and Analysis Report gives a detailed coverage of the company's operations, as well as that of the industry as a whole. May I highlight the salient features. The total manufactured crop was lower by 25% over the previous year. This was because the gardens were closed for a 3-week period from end March because of government restrictions due to the outbreak of COVID-19. Exports witnessed a decrease of over 50% over the previous year due to lesser crop produced. The company's focus on quality tea production to make up for the crop loss paid rich dividends and led to an increase in the sale price of tea across the board. This in turn helped in strengthening the bottom line of the group, in spite of all the adversities faced during the year. The branded tea business did well and registered positive growth in volume. The instant tea plant continued with its consistent performance and also increased its export volumes. Your company has been regularly undertaking capital expenditure in plantations, irrigation, machinery and utilities for the long-term sustainable operations and viability. Your company is doing a lot of R&D work in the fields of sustainable farm practices to mitigate the adverse effects of climate change. Your company continues its CSR activities in the areas surrounding its tea gardens, as we believe in building a relationship with the community and environment we work in, and also at the Goodrick School of Special Education in Siliguri, as it has done for the past several years. The company continues to lay a great deal of emphasis on environmental and social sustainability for the long-term survival of the industry. The directors have recommended a dividend of 30%, i.e. 3 rupees per share for the year 2020 to 2021. Now, in terms of steps taken to prevent the spread of COVID-19, even before the nationwide lockdown was announced, we as a group took swift steps to initiate an emergency meeting with all medical officers, paramilitary staff, paramedical the spread of the virus. Continuous training on social distancing, hand washing and usage of masks has been disseminated to employees and their families. Apart from these, residential areas and other facilities are being sanitized regularly. Guidelines have been issued to regulate the movement of people to and from our units in the interest of safety of all concerned. The pandemic came to us as a huge challenge, but with the resilience and preparedness demonstrated by each and every stakeholder, we have been able to steer through these difficult times admirably well. Full credit goes to all the management staff up country. In terms of the market, Goodrick shares have generally moved in line with Sensex. You may have read the report on corporate governance as contained in the annexure to the director's report. This relates to the listing agreement. I'm happy to report that a number of significant requirements therein, such as Audit Committee, Risk Management, Remuneration Committee and others, were put in place in your company well before the same were made mandatory by the Indian regulatory authorities. The Audit Committee, Stakeholders Relations Committee and the Nomination and Remuneration Committee of the Board continue to play an important role towards effective corporate governance of the company. In conclusion, I wish to put on record the dedication of all company personnel, both at the tea gardens and at other group-owned establishments, for their hard work and sincerity to keep operations ongoing in extremely challenging conditions. Your company is one of the largest employers in Eastern India and employs over 24,860 direct employees. To ensure the well-being of employees and their families, policies have been laid down on health, safety, waste management, environmental and social issues. It gives me great pleasure to address you all, and I am pleased to say the company is financially sound and the debt equity and interest cover remain healthy. Barring situations which may arise and are beyond the company's control, the current year is expected to be good. I'm pleased to acknowledge the support given during the year by all stakeholders, particularly investors, business associates, and the local administration. I extend my sincere thanks to all the shareholders who are present today for their continued support of our group over the years. Thank you. Speakers who registered their names. First, Mr. Jadip Bakshi.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Very good afternoon, Chairman, CFO, Board of Directors, myself, Jaideep Bakshi, connecting from the city of Kolkata. Thanks to our Company Secretary, Mr. Subrata Banerjee, for giving me an opportunity to express my view and maintaining a cordial relation with the shareholder. And also to Bipasa Madam, also for answering our query. And also to the entire Secretarial Department, and so to the Registrar for conducting this video conference in a smooth manner.
Any questions related?
Sir, our revenue from operation is already highlighted in our balance sheet, and in these tough times, we have provided a good result. And sir, regarding our own corporate crop production was less due to this COVID pandemic period. What are the steps we are taking to increase our this crop production? And what are our thought process for the uprooting and replanting of tea plants? Sir, any upgradation program in the near future? And what is our thought process for carbon emission? And what are we doing for the usage of pesticides? Sir, has the export market scenario improved? Now is it opening up more? And your CSR activity has always been great, as always, as ever. And sir, on page 41, you have mentioned about the tea gardens and the blending unit. Are they being utilized and are they full operation at the present moment? Sir, we have, and so what are about the plans for rising of the input cost and the worker wages? These are affected on our pricing. Sir, highlight on the various steps for ongoing development plans and to improve the output and any modernization plans. So nothing to add more. So I hope all the companies' future will be under your guest guidance, will be a better one, and reward the shareholders in the coming years handsomely. Thank you, sir, and all stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bakshi. Now I call Mr. Rakesh Singh.
Sir, he has not joined. You can call next man. He has not joined, sir.
Yes. Can I call Mr. Gautam Nandi?
Yes, sir. He has also not joined, sir. Sir, he has also not joined.
Okay.
Next.
May I call then Mr. Ashit Pathak?
He must be there. Yes, he is there.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Please carry on, Mr. Pat.
Yes. Good afternoon, respected Chairman, MD, Board of Directors, Company Secretary, fellow members, joining at the video conference of Goodread Group Limited. My name is Shashit Kumar Pathak from Damdam, Kolkata. My esteemed gratitude to Company Secretary Vice President Mr. Subrata Banerjee for sending me the notice of the AGM and annual report very well in advance and allow me to speak. Sir, I have already casted for all the 8 resolutions mentioned in the notice. I am sharing my views. Financial performance due to pandemic is very nice. PBT 262.18 million against 126.93 millions. Profit for the year 195.28 millions against 163.21 millions. And total comprehensive income 183.18 millions against 49.76 millions. And rewarded with good dividend, rupees 3 per share. Very, very nice achievement by the leadership of our respected chairman and his management team. Sir, also production activities also lower than previous year due to pandemic mentioned. And also average price realizations in towards 33.8% higher than previous year. And for Assam, 22% higher than previous year mentioned in the balance sheet. Sir, what is strategy and roadmap about Darjeeling tea? Because it impacted higher price realization and also profitability. And present strategy and roadmap for Darjeeling tea business model. Throw some highlights about it. And where various initiatives taken to garden for higher quality of tea mentioned in the balance sheet. Sir, instant tea plant Evil Tea has largely contributed revenue. Any future plan to extension of capacity of instant tea other than Evil Tea, where instant tea export also rise from 0.28 million to 0.31 millions mentioned in the balance sheet. Expected target in domestic sales for financial year 22, where domestic sales was also lower than previous year, and export business target financial year 22, because export 3.15 millions dropped from 6.40 million previous year. Any future possibility enhance business by orthodox tea with Iran, where global economy impacted with pandemics. And nicely, expenditure on R&D 12.93 millions, and CSR spent 6.48 millions. Foreign exchange earning is very nice, 1,144.77 million, and outgo only 2.02 millions. Excellent foreign exchange earning with good promoter holding 74%. Future strategy and roadmap for Goodrick Hospitality Division, GTP, and future plan for tourism for better revenue, any plan, and any future plan to ESOP for the rewarding KMP directors or MD. And page 79 mentions some pending litigation related VAT, ST, excise, CIT may be reduced, and also overhaul and present status of inventories, which is 1,808.76 million against 1,376.38 millions. And sale promotion expense also very higher, 151.09 million against 94.74 millions. Finally, but not in the least, impacting the production activities at Assam Garden due to daily wage hike by 38 for plantation workers, which is now 205 rupees. And positive impact, Union government budget session declared financial year 22,000 crore financial support to West Bengal Assam tea workers. And also Tea Board India has been implemented tea development promotion scheme to enhance productivity and quality through replantation, irrigation, and incentive for production of orthodox tea. Export through ICD, Amingon, and tea promotion, research, regulatory activities. Nothing to say more. Expected financial year 22 is very nice than financial year 21. And blessing of gods to everybody associated to Goodrick Group Limited. Thanking you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Pathak. I now ask Mr. Tamal Majumdar to speak.
One minute, sir. Oh, good afternoon, Peter, Mr. Astana, Dr. Basu, and other directors of the company. Myself, Tamal Kumar Majumdar, an equity shareholder from Kolkata. I have some queries relating to audited accounts on other matters. Sir, despite the decrease in sales during, in quantity terms during financial year 20, 21, in comparison to last year, company's revenue increased substantially due to increase in prices. And PBT also increased more than double to 26.20 crores. And average price realization in Assam was 34% more, and in Duas was 22%. But as regards Assam is concerned, Darjeeling was concerned, it was in the negative direction. And the report said nearly 16%. The price dropped by 16% during financial year 21. Though our company got better prices. How the price of tea, including tea produced in Darjeeling area, behaved during Q1 of financial year 2022, and your expectation from the remaining part of the year from domestic as well as international market. Whether any change took place as regards Iran is concerned, what Patak asked, Iran market is concerned. And sir, in the era of soft interest regime, why the company took unsecured loan from Lebong Investment Limited at an interest of 8% per annum instead of going for bank loan? During financial year 21, the company paid 3.24 crores as interest to Lebong Investment Private Limited. It is in page 118. Please share your thoughts in this regard. And sir, I want to share with you, only 2 days ago, one company said they are going for the modernization and they are getting loans of 5.5% from the banks for 500 crore loan. They are getting offers for 5.5%. So it is a high interest rate, and I think company management will think over it. And as per page 104, sir, the company agreed to pay salami totaling 12.12 crores during financial year 21 for transfer of title deeds of certain estates in the name of the company and for smooth functioning of the gardens, pending resolution from the appropriate forum. The matter remains sub judice as on date. Whether the company paid the amount to the state government in this regard till date, or whether it will be shown as under protest payment or will be added to our asset. What is the present status of the case filed by the company? Your thoughts, please, sir. Sir, against an EPS of 9.04 per equity share of 10, company declared a dividend of 3 per share, which comes to 33% of the PAT. In this COVID scenario, it must be treated as a good dividend. And against an authorized capital of 2.20 crore equity shares of 10 each, it has a paid up capital of 2.16 crores equity shares of 10 each, has 98% of the authorized capital already exhausted. So there is no question of bonus issue in the near future. Because out of authorized capital of 2.2 crores, already paid up capital is 2.16 crores, 98% of the authorized capital is being exhausted. So company has a free reserve of 296 crores on account of general reserve and retained earning as on 31st March 2021 against a small equity base, paid up equity base of 2.16 crores. Whether we may expect special dividend or buyback from free reserve in the near future, and whether the company may increase its authorized capital in the coming years. Thank you all for patient hearing. Thank you, Peter, for giving me the time.
Fine. Thank you, Mr. Majumdar. The next speaker, Mr. Tarak Chakraborty.
Group of India Limited. Sir, first thing, I am very stunned. We are a minority shareholder. Our target company, good pay dividend, good pay minority shareholder relationship, and good attractive exhibit the annual report for company turnover. But Goodrig is a prestigious company, not only India, worldwide. Now my point, Chairman, company business scenario or segment are not so far very good. In fact, secretarial department, one thing my previous secretary, Mr. Chakraborty, after that is a retired person further joining Mr. Subroto Banerjee. He is not so far good efficient persons, our company secretary. Relationship are not so far very good, no manners, no courtesy. Just one thing I request, Mr. Banerjee, our company secretary, 1st January 2021, my demand 10-year financial highlights your company annual report hard copy, and regarding your 10 years company business segment, board of directors report, EGM, AGM minutes, etc. But today till now he is not delivery. He is issue of COVID. But my point is that COVID is a one of the junction and all of the persons are issue of COVID. But but now all our works is very smoothly. But my point is that after that I over to contact the telephone. Last he is a one of the send a mail. All our hard copy balance sheet we are not provide. You all annual report are collected to the email address. Sir, we are a minority shareholder. September, August and July, over per day, 5 days in a week, at least 5 to 7 meeting we are joining. So my hand is a one small audio set. Naturally, this mobile set are it not possible. The every company's 100 and 200 pager to continue is a searching the notes. Sir, why no arrange? The hard copy is at least member, only 10 member are speaker in this meeting. So what reason the spend of the very some money is a hard copy? Actually you are printing the hard copy for the supplying of the CDSL, NSDL and company ministry of corporate, all the such things, and your recording is be supporting the deposit, the hard copy, but you have not delivered the minority shareholder. Sir, I am request to you, your secretarial department secretary and your CFO and whole-time directors, Mr. Sengupta, he is already overburden of aged. Immediate you are retired person, this person, and you are left the company, and further you have new joining the new persons. So actually they are overaged. The person is not proper maintain the company any works and no PF of the minority shareholder, and accounts we are not very very beautiful persons, and accounts is not so far good. Expenses too much higher. Basically, your personally expenses is too much higher to be maintained in office decorum, others and such. But minority shareholder are no treatment. Only 3 rupees is a dividend this year. Whereas sugar industry, Balrampur, this year pay is a pandemic time is situation, COVID-19 and 20. 250% share pay the minority shareholder, and buyback policy keep is maintained. And 2 is joining the dividend is paid over 300. Whereas our company Goodrich, the earning per share over 9 rupees, but you have paid the 3 rupees only. It is not justified of the company. And not only that, sometimes one times Mr. Chakraborty's secretary, he pay the dividend pay, warrant with the discount coupon. Now few years coming the Mr. Subroto Banerjee, this coupon is closed, and minority shareholder treatment and not so far very good. Sir, I request immediately you change our company secretary and whole-time director and CFO. I am no briefly discussion and other points. I am request to Mr. Chairman, please you have conduct to minority shareholder treatment is much better is coming here. Thank you, patient here, sir.
you, Mr. Chakraborty. I now ask Mr. Amit Banerjee to speak.
Hello. Hello.
Please
Hello,
continue, Mr. Banerjee. Please continue.
Yeah. Good afternoon to everyone. Respected chairman of the meeting and other board members present. Myself, Amit Kumar Banerjee from the city of Kolkata.
Okay.
Thank you for getting me connected, an opportunity to speak such a wonderful meeting today organized by our company, Godrej Group Limited. It is our AGM of the company. Being a long-standing shareholders, I'm really very proud one of the shareholders of this company. Sir, as regards the performance is concerned, during this year as visible in the balance sheet, it is good. Nice performance, strong financial presentation. Total revenue achieved with a tune around 901 crores of rupees in comparison with the last year about 803 crores. Profit after tax also 20 crores. It is also improved result in comparison of previous year 16 crores. EPS also up 9.04 from 7.56. Dividend rupees 3. Sir, about dividend is concerned, kindly consider special dividend. As our company's total revenue achieved 901 crores of rupees and being a shareholders are getting only rupees 3. Do consider, because we are not getting any other benefits. The market price of the share, of course, is about 245. It is a very good appreciation. In the month of current, April 2020, about the market rate was 184. And the ending of the year, March 21, it was 205. But in comparison with the market price, about 245, the dividend is rupees 3 is not good enough. Should do consider and keep attentions for the shareholders' wealth creation policies. Sir, kindly share your view about capital expenditure plan for forthcoming next 2 years. What is the research and development cost to sales? Kindly share your views about rate of growth of market capitalization for last 2 years. Any plan to split of the shares? About tea tourism. Any joint venture plan with Indian hotel or East India hotel? Sir, are you interested any spices marketing business? I hope our company will grow up, giving strategic move, overcoming certain risks, including COVID, overcoming certain risks, including COVID also, working together will add more value, goodwill, quality of product. Yes, definitely be presented more competitively in the market and come up with better result near future. And also to shareholders appreciation, I thank for all team members for smooth conducting such beautiful video conferencing today. Myself, Amit Kumar Banerjee, over to you, sir, for further proceedings.
Thank you, Mr. Banerjee. I now ask Mr. Yusuf Rangwala to speak, please.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. I am speaking from Mumbai, city of Mumbai. Sir, I am very happy with our PT, sir. I welcome, sir. I am very happy, sir. I attended the first time. Sir, it is my humble, sir, it is my dream come true. Sir, it is a tea. Each morning we wake up when drinking a tea. Sir, your products are not available in Mumbai, sir. I would like to know where our product we get in Mumbai, sir. And where it will be, sir. Can you guide me, sir? Aapka product is world famous. As you mentioned, we are having a 24,000 employees. We are having a Darjeeling tea and many others, sir. I request, sir, if you can arrange me a film on my mobile email, sir. So it will be humble request, sir. So I can see how the tea plantation is going on, sir. I never visited a tea plantation, sir. You can send me a video on my mobile, sir. My humble request. And sir, I came to know, sir, my friend who was staying in Calcutta, when shareholder you attend an annual meeting, you were giving us some shareholder that of the going, you were giving a tea product, sir, of the company. Yes, sir. Can you hear my voice, sir? Yes, sir. You are giving a tea product, sir. If you arrange for me also, it's a sample, so that I can use our tea and I can use, sir. It is my humble request, sir, Peter, sir. If you can arrange one, sir. Our secretary, Chaturvedi, company secretary, it's our company. Good luck. And सर जरूरी नहीं होन सर उनकी आशीर्वाद से और कंपनी के सेक्रेटरी साहब से सर बहुत फुल बोले सर हमेशा बहुत कंपनी का सर हिंदुस्तान लीवर का जो अपना टी है और सर ब्रुक बॉन्ड जो अपना जो इसका और अपना सर क्या कंपटीशन है ब्रुक बॉन्ड है फिर अपना और 2-3 कंपनी जैसा वाघ बकरी है एक सोसाइटी है सर ये सब जो कंपनी है अपना क्या कंपटीशन है टी प्लांट में जानना चाहता हूँ सर एंड नथिंग मोर टू एड आई सपोर्ट ऑल द रेजुलेशन एंड विश यू a 3 rupees dividend on 10 rupees share. I am very happy and I am very humble. Sir, when was last bonus given? Sir, I am speaking from Mumbai and sir, you are in Calcutta, sir. It is very far. Sir, if you can arrange a factory visit, you can call me at a factory at your tea plantation, sir. And I wish our company a good luck and I wish you a happy Christmas, sir. Which will be now we will not miss, sir. I will let coming Christmas, sir. My good wishes for you, Christmas, sir. Nothing more to add. I thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra. Good afternoon, sir. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Rangwala. I now asked Mr. Saket Kapoor to speak.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to all the dignitaries. Thank you for this opportunity. Sir, firstly, sir, I would like to understand, sir, how the current year is shaping up with respect to the tea industry. This being an agricultural commodity and weather playing its own its major role. How are you seeing the currently the tea industry in particular for the country and also globally? Which geographies are as per your understanding, we are going to see an excessive production, and where are we going to see a drop in the production depending upon their statistics, especially from Kenya, Sri Lanka, the major geographies from which tea is exported all across the globe. And sir, so when we look at your quarterly numbers, especially for the Q1, although sir there was impact of COVID second wave for the first quarter also, but still, sir, if you could give us some understanding how the realizations have shaped up for the first quarter, sir, and what were the volume data for the first quarter in terms of production and sales. Sir, as a matter of prudent practice and also as an investor-friendly measure, sir, post our quarterly numbers, there must be a provision of business update. I mean to say a type of press, some descriptive information about our quarterly numbers, like the production and the sales number, the realizations, the production from our different plants. Yeah, hello. Hello. You can hear me, sir?
Yeah,
Yes,
carry on, please.
Yes, sir. So I was trying to request you to provide us business update also on a quarterly basis, so that your investors are abreast with the present scenarios, and the informations are disseminated through the stock exchange platform. So the quarter one numbers, we have seen an increase in revenue vis-a-vis the last quarter also, sequential quarter also, and the quarter of the last financial year. However, with the increase in inventories and the employee cost going up significantly to the tune of around 20 crore, the profitability has taken a hit. So if you could make us understand what would be the impact on the increased employee cost annually. That means on an annual basis, can we look at a 87 crore rupees quarterly numbers as can be analyzed, or what should be the increased employee cost, and how are how are the realizations going to shape up to take care of the same? And just a second. Yes, sir. And if you could give us some understanding of our key export markets, which are the geographies where we are exporting out of the total sales production, what was our domestic and export mix? And also out of the total sales, what was the bulk proportion and the packet tea, and what is the contribution likely to look like going forward? So there have been some rebate in the taxation part from the Assam government in terms of the cost of production also, and on the income tax front also. So how is our company benefited from the same? These are my some observations, sir, and I think so, sir, that there should be more mediums of communication with your investors. So you are the largest shareholder, Mr. Peter. The group holds 74% equity, and they are the largest shareholders. So remaining minority shareholders should also be given an opportunity to participate in the growth story and have a better understanding of the business. And so you being present in other geographies of the world, you must be knowing that what are the bare minimum requirement for educating your investors, at least, sir. So we are provided with just a one annual document, and with the changing world and with every quarter numbers, no other informations are being decimated, since an LODR has been formed by SEBI. Under that ambit, we are providing the quarterly numbers. But how have the quarter performance shaped up? What is the way forward? Whatever can be shared with your investors, there must be a proper forum through which investors at large can be addressed, and the same should be disseminated through the stock exchanges, so that investors can have much more informed decisions. Sir, I hope that these things would be looked into going forward, and that's all from my side. Thank you for my patient hearing. Thank you, sir. And
Thank you, Mr. Kapoor. Well, I think that concludes
Yes, sir.
the speakers.
Yes, sir.
So I now request the Managing Director and CEO to reply on behalf to the questions raised by these shareholders.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'll just go one by one. Referring to Mr. Bakshi's queries, steps to increase production. We have tea production is basically totally dependent on the adversities of weather. So in spite of very adverse weather conditions, we are increasing the production, trying to increase the production by giving a lot of foliar and a lot of agricultural inputs from our end to ensure that we make up on the lost production. And as far as uprooting and replanting, what has been mentioned, we have got a company policy to uproot and replant old tea areas which are unviable at the rate of 2.5% every year. So this policy has been going on for the last 20 years, and that is what has helped you to make this company strong. Now when other companies are falling back, our company's yields are going up because we have done this kind of development work for the last 20 years. And as far as sustainability is concerned, our company is doing a lot of work on this sustainability. We have taken up hydroelectric power. We have taken up gas firing in lieu of coal firing. We are increasing almost, we are planting 1.5 lakh trees, afforestation every year to reduce the carbon footprint. And also we are generating our own vermicompost all in all the estates to reduce the carbon to reduce the utilization of inorganic nitrogen. And as far as insecticide is concerned, we are going into a lot of bioinoculants and organic spraying in lieu of inorganic pesticide. We are using a lot of neem and karanj in the winters to cut down on the pesticide load. Apart from this, we are also creating a lot of water bodies, seepage dams, increasing area under rainwater harvesting. So these are basically all efforts which has been intensified for increasing the sustainable operations of the group. As far as the ITP is concerned, our ITP plant capacity is 600 tons, and at the moment we are utilizing only 50 to 60% of the plant capacity. So at the moment we do not have any plans to expand the plant because we are still got capacity to produce another 150 tons. Export, we are our export quantities have gone down in the year of question because of lesser crop made last year due to obvious reasons. You have seen the pandemic disrupted the entire schedule of production. So we lost out on the production export market last year. And even this year, the export market is down because, as you know, the Iran government is under a lot of sanctions. We produce almost 50 to 60% of our orthodox teas is exported to Iran. And Iran government is under a lot of US sanctions at the moment. Apart from that, Iran is also under heavy COVID infestation at this point of time. And apart from Iran, the teas also get exported to UK and a lot of other European countries and Japan. As far as tea tourism is concerned, yes, we are looking at tea tourism in Darjeeling. We have got 2 or 3 projects going on at the moment, and we are in consultation with big major hotel groups who are visiting the site as we talk of now, and they'll come up with a future plan of action which will take it up as and when they are submitted to us. And higher revenues we got last year because of more contribution of teas come from Duars and Assam. Darjeeling contributes only 0.6 million kilos. Most 18 to 19 million kilos come from the Duars and Assam, where we had got a 30% revenue hike in the price realization, thereby the growth in the revenue. And also the packet tea registered a sale of 13.3, if I'm not wrong, 13.3 to 13.4 million kilos tea sold this year compared to lesser quantity sold in the previous year. As far as capex is concerned, we are using most of our we are diverting a lot of money on the labor welfare. We look after labor very well, and also on modernization of equipment to increase the optimum capacity of the plants. And as availability of tea in Bombay is concerned, we have got our own Queen's Deck in Marine Drive near Church Gate Station, which is in the tea board office. All our teas are being sold there. Apart from that, our teas are also available on the e-commerce platforms, Amazon and Flipkart, as well as Goodrick, www.goodrick.com. As far as the tea market is concerned, India produces around 1400 million kilos of tea, total production for the last 2-3 years. Apart from last year, the 1390 to 1400 million kilos has been a constant production, which is around 30% of the total world's production. And this year the production is going to go down because of very, very adverse weather conditions in the beginning of the year, which was very droughty. Up till April, we hardly got any rains, and then from the month of May, we have got too much of rain. So we are looking at a crop deficit of almost 20 to 25% by the end of the year. And as far as the other markets are concerned, Kenya is producing record crops for the last 2-3 years, as a result of which the CTC markets are internationally getting hit. But Sri Lanka is another market which produces a lot of orthodox, which is going down, which is going to go down. The production is going to go down in Sri Lanka because of the new policy taken up by the government to not use inorganic fertilizer and not use inorganic pesticide. They are going to go 100% green, which is going to affect the production over there by almost 50%. And as far as the incentives of Assam government is concerned, they have cut down on they have given us a free agriculture income tax for 3 years, I think, and they've also given us a subsidy on orthodox production to the tune of 7 rupees per kg, which is now we are just about to claim that subsidy. And there are some other queries also from shareholders who have given some questions to us on mail. So I'll just tell the question and answer it also. Someone has asked, are we planning to acquire more tea gardens at the moment? So we have, at the moment, we don't plan to acquire any more tea gardens. We just acquired 2 tea estates from McLeod Russell in 2019, and we are just about getting steady with these 2 new acquisitions. And as it is, the market is now very fluid in terms of in the tea fraternity because of the high increase in labor wages and not enough commensurate price realization. So we'll wait for the situation to stabilize in a 2-3 years time. Then of course we may look at the possibility of acquiring some new estates also. How is the production till date? I have answered this. Production is around 20% down. How much labor hours have we saved by mechanizing in the field work? So we have done a lot of mechanization in the field work. Because of that, your profitability has also gone up. So we have saved almost 10 lakh man days. That is 10 lakh man days from the year 2015 to date. That translates into 80 lakh labor hours, which is approximate 15% saving on the total manpower deployment, translating into almost 25 crores of rupees. This takes care of almost all the questions. Branded business is expanding. Somebody has asked, how is the growth of the branded business? Branded business is expanding on a year-to-year basis, and we are looking at a target of being amongst the top 5 in the branded business by the end of next year. Top 3. Somebody has asked, what are the 3 top-selling brands? So top-selling brands for Goodrick is Goodrick Chai, Samovar, Super Cup, and in Calcutta we are the highest-selling brand in Darjeeling, where we sell our Darjeeling teas under the Goodrick Roasted brand. And the top 3 geographies of market share is top 3 is Madhya Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, and West Bengal. So that takes care of most of the questions which have been asked, I think. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Asthana. We now turn to the ordinary business resolutions. Resolution number 1. Adoption of audited financial statements for the year ended 31st of March 2021. Resolved that the audited financial statement for the year ended 31st of March 2021, together with the directors and auditors' reports thereon, as published and circulated to all members and now submitted to this meeting, be, and the same are hereby received and adopted. Proposer, seconder?
Not required, sir. Not required.
Okay. Resolution number 2. Declaration of dividend. Resolved that a dividend of 3 rupees per share, 30%, on 21,600,000 equity shares, absorbing 648 lakhs, be and is hereby declared on the equity shares of the company for the year ended 31st of March 2021, for payment to the shareholders whose names appear on the company register on the 8th of September 2021, subject to deduction of tax as per Income Tax Act 1961 and to the provisions of Section 126 of the Companies Act 2013. Next item of business, resolution number 3, reappointment of Mrs. S.A. Walker as a director. Resolved that Mrs. S.A. Walker, holding DIN 07225692, who retires by rotation and being eligible for reappointment, be and is hereby reappointed as a director of the company. Next item of business, resolution number 4, reappointment of statutory auditors of the company. Resolved that pursuant to the provisions of section 139142 and other applicable provisions, if any, of the Companies Act 2013, and the rules made thereunder, including any statutory modifications or reenactment thereof, Messrs. Deloitte, Haskins and Sells LLP, Chartered Accountants Calcutta, ICAI registration number 117366W, W100018, who have offered themselves for reappointment and have confirmed their eligibility under section 141 of the Act and the relevant provisions of Chapter 10 of the Companies Act 2013. Read with the Companies Audit and Auditors Rules 2014, as amended, be and are hereby reappointed as the statutory auditors of the company from conclusion of this annual general meeting, AGM, subject to approval of the members till conclusion of the 50th annual general meeting at the remuneration of 65.68 lakhs of rupees for the year end 2021-22, with an annual increment of 5% per annum for the rest of the tenure of the appointment, as fixed by the Board of Directors of the company on the recommendation of the Audit Committee. Now for special business. Resolution number 5, reappointment of Mr. Atul Asthana as Managing Director and CEO. Resolved that pursuant to the provisions of section 188, 196, 197 and 203, read with Schedule 5 and other applicable provisions of the Companies Act 2013 and the company's Appointment and Remuneration of Managerial Personnel Rules 2014, including any statutory modifications or reenactment thereof for the time being in force, and Regulation 23 of SEBI, Listing Obligations and Disclosure Requirements, Regulations 2015, approval of the company be and is hereby accorded to the appointment of Mr. Atul Asthana, holding DIN 00631932, as the Managing Director and Chief Executive of the company for a period of 5 years, commencing from the 1st of April 2021 till 31st of March 2026, whose period of office should be liable to determination by retirement of directors by rotation on the terms and conditions, including remuneration, as set out in the explanatory statement annexed to the notice convening this meeting and approved by the Board of Directors, upon recommendation made by the Nomination and Remuneration Committee of the Board, in accordance with Schedule 5 of the Companies Act 2013, and also approved by the Audit Committee of the Board in accordance with the policy of the company on related party transactions. Resolve further that his reappointment as a director immediately on retirement by rotation shall not be deemed to constitute a break in his appointment to service as Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the company. Resolve further that the Board of Directors, including any committee thereof, be and is hereby authorised to do and perform matters and things, and to take all such steps as may be considered necessary to give effect to the aforesaid resolution. Next item of business. Resolution number 6, reappointment of Mr. Saurav Adhikari as Independent Director. Resolved that pursuant to the provisions of section 149, 150 and 152 and all other applicable provisions, if any, read with section 4 of the Companies Act 2013 and the rules framed thereunder, including any modifications or reenactment thereof for the time being in force, the Act, and applicable provisions of the Securities and Exchange Board of India Listing Obligations and Disclosure Requirements Regulations 2015, as amended from time to time, Mr. Saurav Adhikari, holding DIN 084020010, independent director of the company, whose term ends on the 23rd of May 2022, be and is hereby reappointed as an independent director for another term of 5 years, effective 24th of May 2022 and to 23rd of May 2027. Next item of business, resolution number 7, ratification of remuneration of cost auditor. Resolved that in terms of section 148 of the Companies Act 2013 and other applicable provisions, if any, of the Companies Act 2013, read with Companies Audit and Auditors Rules 2014, including any statutory modifications or reenactments thereof for the time being in force, the remuneration payable to the cost auditor, Messrs. Schoen and Banerjee, cost accountants, firm registration number 000001, for conducting audit of cost accounting records maintained by the company as applicable for the year ended 31st March 22, as approved by the Board of Directors based on the recommendation of the Audit Committee, the details of which are given in the explanatory statement in respect of this item of business, be and is hereby ratified. Resolve further that the Board of Directors of the company be and is hereby authorised to do all acts and take all such steps as may be necessary, proper or expedient to give effect to this resolution. Next item of business. Resolution number 8, alteration of Memorandum of Association of the company. Resolved that pursuant to the provisions of Section 13 of the Companies Act 2013, the Act, read with the Companies Incorporation Rules 2014, and any other applicable provisions, including any modification thereto or reenactments thereof, for the time being in force, the consent of the members of the company be and is hereby accorded to substitute the existing Memorandum of Association of the company with a new set of memorandums, in line with the provisions of Table A of Schedule 1 of the Companies Act 2013, a draft of which has been initialed by the Chairman for the purpose of identification. Resolve further that Mr. Atul Asthana, Managing Director and CEO, and Mr. Subrata Banerjee, Vice President and Company Secretary of the company, be and are hereby severally authorised to do all such acts, deeds and things as may be necessary or incidental in regard to give effect to the foregoing resolution, including filing of all the necessary e-forms with the Office of the Registrar of Companies, West Bengal. I now thank all the members for attending the meeting. Members who have not cast their e-vote yet and are present in the meeting may vote within 15 minutes after the closure of the meeting. The voting results will be displayed at the registered office, website of the company and Bombay Stock Exchange within 48 hours from the closure of the meeting. I now declare the meeting closed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody stop.
Support.
Log out.